Join us on a multi-day hike on the rugged and beautiful island of La Gomera. From dense laurel forests to dramatic cliffs overlooking the Atlantic, this is a challenging but breathtaking hike, and one we almost didn't complete. Let's make our way to the start.
This is all got to stop. Look at that for a walk by. You having that? It's all going to stop as soon as we get up there.
We're hiking the G131 from Vallehermoso to the main town and ferry port of San Sebastian.
We're here, we're in La Gomera, which is just off Tenerife in the Canary Islands. Thoughts, how are you feeling about the start?
Yeah, I feel good. It's been nice and cool this morning, but I am worried about the heat and how high everything is. I feel underprepared.
We've got 3 litres of water each. We've got electrolytes and a positive mental attitude. Let's soldier on. These mangoes and avocados next to each other, we're not able to take any because this is someone's house. Someone's allotment.
We've got biscuits.
We haven't actually.
What?
This is our first sign of the trail, and this is our destination for today, Chipud, and that's our final destination is San Sebastian. We've got 13.3 kilometres to Chipud, which I think is a tiny little village. It's got somewhere where we can resupply our water because fresh water is few and far between out here, so you've got to carry what you're going to drink basically, so you're going to have a heavy bag. A wonderful 2-day hike, so you could do this over a long weekend if you wanted. Well, let's see, it's getting hot now, we're not even in direct sunlight and we're heading up into these mountains. There's some laurel forests, there's a lake, there's all sorts going on. The 7, despite having my cook kit and everything else, I thought it would be easy to get gas when we got here. Couldn't get any gas for the camping stove, so we've got 3 meals each that we're carrying. These meals are well travelled. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm fine.
This is what we're on. It's the GR131. It's a Camino Natural Cumbres de la Gomera. And there's a lot of these GR hikes around the Canary Islands, and that's 39k from the start point. So that's what we've got to go. We're counting down, which is quite cool. So I'm gonna check out all trails. Usually I use OS maps, but that doesn't work abroad. So if I'm in the UK, I'm using OS maps. If I'm out and about, I use all trails. Look at this, there's like a dam and a lake. Do people go in there? I don't know. And we're heading down there, and I think we walk over it. So we're just zigzagging down the side of this steep bit. But it's nice to be going downhill. And it just, as Fern just said, it's very Jurassic Park.
Which would be the scariest dinosaur that you could see right now?
For me,
Yeah.
pterodactyl.
Are they the flying ones? Yeah, I was thinking that. Because if I saw a T-Rex over there, I'd be like, oh, not that scared.
You would be scared.
Yeah, I'd be shitting it. But a pterodactyl could get to me in seconds.
It's the aerial threat, and I feel like if a T-Rex got me, it would be over pretty quick. I reckon he would just like, it would be over so quick. But if a pterodactyl got you, I reckon you're getting swoop, like you took off into the mountains, dropped in a nest, and all the babies are just slowly taking you to bits.
Oh God, okay.
Sorry about that, but you asked. Yeah. We're on the dam. We're not supposed to be coming this way. We are going that way, but you gotta come and have a look, haven't you? Na 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 na.
Oh look, it's us.
Na 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 na. Onward and upward. And Ferns just cooling her shins down on a broken hose pipe there, and that is survival.
It's very refreshing.
With fire going. You have to keep your eyes open because the path, it comes off here And there's our little signpost. Just over 6 miles for the day now, which is pretty cool. Easy walking.
I just feel like you're making it sound too easy.
It's not easy.
It's very uphill.
Sorry, it's very...
And very rocky. It's not like 10k. Oh, it's in 10k.
No.
Look at it.
And she's right, it isn't like 10k, and I'm making it seem a lot easier than it is. It's a tough hike. It is a very undulating and it's very hot. Well, Fern's doing a really good job. She was struggling at first because it is, you come out of the traps and it's like very steep, isn't it, and hot.
It's so hot. And none of the water we've seen is drinkable. Or
No,
can go
look
in.
at that. But you are doing a great job.
Thank you.
The occasional wobble, it's not even a wobble, it's more of a ripple.
Oh, that's
The
nice.
occasional ripple.
Let's keep it coming. Let's see some hiking, you loser.
We've got up here to this pass in between these two mountains or hills. Somewhat of a gentle breeze cutting through here. Fern's just taking a bit of shade. And we're going to rest here, lower our body temperatures, have a little bit to eat and a drink. And then we'll bat on along this way. So top tip for hikers, flat food like this that can just slide down the back of your pack. We've got these little tortillas and just some meats. You could put some like thin cheese and stuff like that and slot it down. This is if you forget your cook kit for the second big adventure in a row. We've got this massive pepper as well, just for nutrients. So it's just a like meat and pepper wrap. A knife of choice, Victorinox Swiss Army knife, really small, and that's my ED. See, I carry that everywhere with me. Prickly pears and the sea. That's where we're walking from. Unfortunately, we're not walking to the sea. We would love to be, but we're leaving the sea, hiking to the middle of the island and then south all the way down to the sea again, and that's where we'll finish. Read a trip report about some laurel forests which are all cool and calming, so we're really hoping out for them. We're scuttling between bits of shade. Fern's still doing amazingly.
It's so hard though.
It's difficult, and I don't want to put it out there that it isn't difficult. I know I like make it look easy. Thanks.
Like, don't just pack your bag and be like, yeah, me too. 'Cause
Yeah.
you will die.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's tough because of the heat and the elevation,
I feel like this is the first one that I've really struggled on.
but we're going to get through it, and that's it. Together. Gross. If you download it beforehand, you can use this satellite image, which lets us know pretty much exactly what the terrain's going to be like as we go. Feels tropical. She's gone, look. Back onto the other side, searching for shade. And these are the woods and trees that hopefully will afford us a little bit of shade as we make our way to the top. Fern's blazing a trail. She's the opposite to solar powered. Look at that. Lichen. A deciduous tree? I've had nothing but a feel of autumnal today.
Yeah, get me a pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah. Get me a knitted jumper and a log fire quick. My bag's about 11 or 12 kgs because I've got a 3-man tent in the back of here, the Big Agnes Copper Spur ULHV3 or whatever they call it. 3-season quilt. So we're decked out for 3-season because when you're high up in these mountains like Tide, the mountain on the mainland, Tenerife, it can be snow capped during winter months, so we didn't want to be caught out, so we're packed for all eventualities, but it means our bags are pretty heavy. All priorities go towards completing the hike and making sure that especially Fern has a good time and enjoys it, so that's the main thing. I like it though, the brutal heat. It's a challenge, I love a challenge, and as you'll know, I like to look for like lessons to be taught on hikes, and this one is definitely about the algorithm of life and about what you put out there you get back, and you can create your own positive ecosystem, your own mini echo chamber of positivity. The more you look at your own situation as positive, thanks. Yeah, the more you look at your own situation as positive, even if it's negative, the more you'll attract that sort of thing. Prickly pear of Tezzers. You have to tell me when you're stopping to rest though. Why? Well, because I could keep hiking and leave you behind. I've got it on a good authority that it levels out and gets cool up here. We're in this woodland now and everything is covered in this moss. Look at that. Very prehistoric. The only reason I'm filming is because we've had this little flat section in amongst just brutal uphill. So if you are, again, just to echo what we were saying before, if you are going to do this, you need to have a base level of fitness or be very mindful that it's going to be tough, because it is a tough gig. Don't just come skipping over here being like, oh, Hazy's done it, so it'll be fine, I'll do it too, if you're not used to this sort of stuff.
There'll be different walks though, wouldn't there?
Yeah, well, you can check out some of our other walks. I'll link them after this video. But we've done a couple on Tenerife, and they're just day hikes, lovely day hikes, which you can do. It doesn't have to be a multi-dayer with big backpack on. Lovely little section, this one, through this Laurel forest in the national park, of all the moss, the rocks, and it's very cool. A lovely little cloud inversion all around these peaks. Hopefully we'll be going up into some of the same cooling clouds. Stunning. So we've been like 5 hours or more of just pure elevation uphill in the heat, and it has been stressful. Ferns lost 1.5 litres of pure electrolytes out of her eyes.
I have been quite emotional.
It's been,
because it was challenging times, and for some reason in a challenge my immediate innate response is to have a little cry.
and that's fine. Better out than in.
And you do deal with it very well.
No choice.
Thank you. Oh.
Well, you've got to, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got to be strong when people, there's loads of little quotes you could say, but if it's your partner, you just get on with it and try and be as nice as you can. And also, it's about the positive algorithm, is what we've been talking about. Is just trying to like hold on to little bits of goodness while things are hard, and then hopefully, look, this is the reward you get. Like now, I am feeling like it's hard.
No, I don't feel like it's hard.
It's
now.
not
I feel
hot.
Like it's lovely. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm in the woods. It's lovely stuff.
No, but eyes wider open. No, yeah, that's it. Oh.
Is that it? Is it good?
Yeah, it's not a photo, but
What?
that's a shot there. Look, Filmmaker at Year Award 5 years ago.
Was it 5 years?
No, it was a couple of years ago. Yeah, I definitely don't deserve it now. We're just coming through Le Hayas, or Haze. Hayes. We were hoping to get a little bit of a feed and a little bit of a rest, but the place wasn't open. It's so rural that everywhere just starts opening towards the weekend. So we're just going to crack on. It's 3:30 now, so the sun isn't as brutal as it was. We're higher up, so it's cooler, and it seems to have flattened off, and the hiking's got a lot better, so we can appreciate the surroundings more instead of just looking at the floor and just sweating. We've just come over that hill and look at that sheer cliff. Well, we've come from like sea level, so we're even further down there.
Yeah, because that's not. I can't see the bottom of the ravine. Like if that keeps going.
Yeah, oh yeah. We've come along.
We'll be able to see it properly from up here.
Fern's got herself a stick, by the
Found
way.
a stick.
Found a stick. Who dis?
So like Gandalf, it's great.
Gandalf. Gandalf the emotionally unstable. Ed sheer drop. Yeah, it's almost overhanging, so just hug this left hand side under these red rocks. What I've got is I've got a second-hand Call of the Void as well. If like my loved ones or someone is near the edge, I've got this thing where I'm like, I need to get them away from it.
Babe, I don't have the Call of the Void.
Yeah, you don't, but I've got it, and it's a catastrophizing, like, I'm just visioning you falling off there, and it's mad.
Oh, I thought it was you felt like a little voice in your head being like, you should jump off.
No, I'm like, what if Fern falls off? Like, what if... She's just catastrophizing, innit, for no reason. Well, for a reason, because I care about you.
This is going down too far for my life.
Yeah, what goes down must go up, and that's our problem, because it is hot. We're back in the heat of the sun. Morale has been particularly high over the last couple of stretches, especially after our calming, cool Laurel woodland stretch, and this has been absolutely glorious.
Oh my gosh.
El Gandalf, eh?
Oh.
It is cool, isn't it? That's a photo, is that?
Look at that.
is starting to get that golden orange glow about it. It is beautiful. The halfway mark, roughly, by miles or kilometres, it's not the halfway mark, but it's the place where if you were doing this, you could restock. Had a little Google around and there's a place you can stay. So we're going to go there and see if they've got room. It is a bit mad that I've got a 3-season tent in my backpack and again, all my camping meals, because of just the elevation and the heat has been zapping on it.
It's been awful.
It's been awful. But this is real life, like, we're not going to sugarcoat it.
We have had some really lovely times, like when we were walking through the forest and stuff. But the thing is, someone says like, oh, it's 5k, and I'm thinking like, oh great, it's 5k. But then 5k up a pure hill.
And we've been at it for hours, man. It's nearly 6 o'clock. We set off at about 8:30 or something, and it's been a long one. I'll put all the stats on the screen at the end. I get caught between like making a good film for you guys and want to pitch my tent at the top of the mountain and show you the views, and then the reality of it is that ain't going to happen, and I'd rather have a nice time this side. We're not in Kansas anymore. Yeah, I'd rather just have a nice time, because this is our holiday. Fern has this thing where if we're in England and it's cold, she can't imagine it not being cold anywhere else. She went to Sri Lanka with like a onesie and a woolly hat and all that. She got a woolly hat in her bag as we were walking up here, and a fleece.
I tried to bring my fleece.
Tried to bring the fleece.
I've got my down jacket.
Booked this at spur of the moment, and we're like, right, let's go on an adventure. Pack the tent, so if you've got an option, it's there for you. But in hindsight, I would bring a day bag and find cheap accommodation and use them as your bases as you're hiking. You've done amazing.
Yeah, and like, I'm not unfit or anything. Like, I go running, I go to the gym. Like, this is like, I'm not just like, haven't just rolled out of bed like, ooh yeah, I'm gonna do a hike.
No.
Like, I knew I was gonna do this, and I went running like 4 times last week, and I was like, yeah, I've got this.
You got trail runners on, feet are all good.
Now I'm here, I'm like, I haven't got this.
Yeah, and I mean, it's that big orange ball in the sky, doesn't help. It is beautiful though. Mechanic! After an emotionally draining and tough day and not seeing any tent pitches, we tried our luck at the Hotel Sonia in Chapud. The lovely lady at reception said they had 1 room left, so with immense delight, we took it. Here we are. His and hers.
Oh.
This is a Fern Arrest Neoware X-Fern. Ferns in the big Agnes Usia. We have this is a lightweight camping telly. And if you'll follow me. Oh, and let me just open the vestibule. And we step out here. And look at this. Fried egg, ham, cheese, just covering it in jam.
What's this?
I've spent all of breakfast thinking, like, Shane telling her that she's mad for putting jam on her breakfast butty. But we're making butties for the day, and the thought of having that without anything wet in it is just making me feel ill. So I'm doing it just as a survival butty. With fly on it. Yeah, fly on edge. So I'm doing it just as a survival sandwich. Hey, tune in later to watch me try it. Is it going to be good? Is Fern a genius? Or, as we all suspect, is she mental? Just remember this bit, guys. San Sebastian, 25k. It's probably a bit windy, so windy you can't even hear me. But I am dressed as one of these things, look. If that's of any help to anyone. Dressed like a cactus. And I know what you're thinking, yeah, you are a prick, but don't put it in the comments, because it'll hurt my feelings. Right, watch this. Fern's taking the wrong route, look, and she's doing selfie stuff, look at this. John Jones. Right, good morning on day 2. As the hat blows off. That's what we're dealing with. Hat's getting blown off. It's super windy. I'm just tucked in behind here, but still, it's blowing a gale. The trade winds, man. Last night we stayed in that place, 59 euros, which is like 49 quid for both of us, for bed and breakfast, which was a lovely breakfast. Unbelievable, Jeff. And why would you bring, I get it, why you'd bring a tent for that sort of stuff, but we'd have woke up this morning in gale force winds, tent rattling everywhere. It is more of an adventure, I get it, and maybe something that I would do if I was on my own, but for a holiday with your better half, you get yourself in there. I recommend it. I know that yesterday Fern really struggled. She put a brave face on, but there was a lot of tears and a lot of like motivational chats, but she soldiered on, and the main thing is she got to where we needed to get to. But today's going to be a different one because it's longer than yesterday. If you're with someone and they're struggling, you're navigating them as well as if you're the stronger one, then you use that energy to help the weakest in your group, because you're only as strong as your weakest link. A chain's only as strong as its weakest link. And I'm not saying Fern's a weak link, she's storming ahead now and loving life, so long may it continue. Medic! We don't walk like this, do we? Yeah. We do in this space. Oh no! No! I'm sorry! Normally you wouldn't be holding hands, but when there's a big wide road you can have a little bit of hand holding, and it doesn't always turn into a skip. That was because a lovely little bit of road section is going downhill, so we're managing to crunch out the K pretty quick and a lot easier than the start of yesterday, where we checked my phone and we'd done 5k and it'd taken us like 4 or 5 hours or something yesterday. And the fact that the sun isn't out zapping Fern's strength and mine is an absolute bonus. So we're roading it to the bottom of here, and then we're cutting up into these trees and up into the bigger trees, and apparently into some sort of like foresty bits. 23.3k. What goes down must go up. The wind's dropped down because we're in here next to this rock, which is nice. That's why I can talk to the lads.
Lads.
And lasses, lads and lasses.
Lasses.
But the only thing is, when you're out the wind going up here, you try to put it on to have a chat, and now I'm gassed. Let's read this important message. Good. That's a long one. Just celebrating being on a flat bit. Traversing along, we've got the pine tree forest in the background, and then beautiful vistas out to sea.
It's the perfect pine cone. It's even got little blobs of pine resin on it, so it would be perfect little fire lighter.
Yeah, let's take it and have it as an ornament. You pick up something like that and it becomes, oh no, that's our La Gomera hike pine cone.
And then in 3 years you look at your shelf and you're like, what the hell are all these pine cones?
Yeah, like, why have we got pine cones and old dog teeth and things like that on there? Pine trees and the moon. Can you do one of them things where you're like, oh, and then look out like on like a Instagram thing?
Right, but I'm kind of at the wrong angle. Okay, but you have to be over this shoulder. Yeah, that's it. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Was that it?
No, you got to point that way and then I go out like that.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Someone once, right, will have done that as a genuine like, wow, look at that, that's mint. It gets loads of traction and then everybody's doing it with everything like, oh, a wheelie bin or whatever.
Yeah, welcome to social media, baby.
I'm not a part of it, I just make films, Hollywood movies. Forget you influencers in the what? Trips falls off end of ear. Done, that's how he goes. I'm a Hollywood A-lister. Dead.
Oh, the sun is coming out a bit.
Yeah, the sun's starting to poke through, which is a shame. Yes. So we're working our way around here. But again, look at it. Fear of Heights crew. Nothing too dramatic. Nothing too dramatic at all. Medic! Wild time. It's tough to find anywhere to pitch. You'd have to have a self-standing tent and use rocks to hold it down and maybe be on like this. It's the same as in Italy and everywhere else really, and in England. If you're respectful, you're away from any of the roads or any of the villages or whatever. When it starts to get dark, you pitch. When it starts to get light, you square away and you're off. leave no trace, don't have any fires or anything like that, and I reckon you're good to go. Wind's really picking up now. There's Fernie, look. Proud of her, she's doing well today. It would have challenged anyone yesterday, starting like that, just coming out of the traps and it being so steep and just ruthlessly hot. It was hard hiking. You'd have to be a proper sadist to love that sort of stuff. 19.6k, so that's 6.1k deep. So considering what we did yesterday in the morning, which was just 5k, we're smashing it because of we don't have that grueling elevation and hot sun, but the sun is, look, poking its head out now. Look at this, huge swathes of fresh thyme, look. It's just fresh thyme, look at it, wild thyme.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. Wild mountain thyme. Mmm.
You having a good time? And that village over there is where we started this morning, curling around here. That'll do, yeah. And that's where we're going to be going, to the south of the island, which is down here.
The one where there were two really cool hikers and you got too cool to get a photo on top of the trig
There was
point.
3 really cool hikers.
Jeremy Boswell, he was my DT teacher. Babe, who's your Jezza Boswell?
What are you even on about? See what I've got to put up with, guys? I'm not leaving all that in, it's just nuts. Jeremy Boswell, he was my DT teacher. That's what she's singing, and that's, I guess, how she copes with stress and trauma. What have you thought about the signposting on this hike?
I've just found some sandwich down my bra. Oh.
It feels like we're going downhill now. A flat bit. Flattermer Whitbread. Flatrick Stewart. Flat U McConaughey. Flat Boy Slim.
Was I meant to do that too?
Absolutely stunning bridge, this. Purely made for hikers just to get across this bit. 10 out of 10 bridge. And then back down here. Oh, I tell you what, it's good hiking today. We're getting spoilt with how cool it is, and it's very varied. So it just keeps your mind occupied. You'll be going through the woods and then it opens up, you've got a bridge, then all the trees go and you're on a bare mountain with like amazing views out to sea. Temperate, like rainforesty bits like this.
Oh my god, it's gorgeous.
This bit's beautiful. It's like the land that time forgot. And ever since when I mentioned it, we've been looking for a place that we could pitch. I mean, we're not going to pitch it yet, it's only early, but we're looking out for places that we could pitch a tent, and there just isn't anywhere. Even just a one-manner, you'd struggle. Even if you say, well, why don't you leave the path? If you look at when you leave the path, it's just sheer drops full of foliage. There is simply nowhere to do it. There might be people watching this that have done this hike and that have pitched up and found a place, but we haven't. So just know that if you're watching this and you're thinking of doing this hike yourself, just be mindful that the camping places are few and far between. I'd just like to jump on and report back about the jam in the sandwich, right? And I know Americans put jam with peanut butter and that, wevs. I've just eaten my cheese, ham and jam sandwich and it was legit. I really enjoyed it. And it would have been, the jam actually made it better than without the jam, because it brought like a sweetness to it and a bit of moisture. I recommend it. What was just spinning my head this morning, Fern had a fried egg in it. Like, if you imagine a fried egg with runny yolk with jam on it, I'm afraid not, mate. That's where I stop the bus and get off. But as far as jam with cheese and ham, yeah, it elevated it. 10 out of 10. Here we are on the halfway point. Look at that.
This set of volcanic rocky needles is the habitat for a lot of species that are exclusive to La Gomera. That's more endemic species in this one area than in the whole of the UK.
We can now see that we've got a zigzag all the way. It's pretty steep down, and I think we're getting or heading to the bottom of this valley, and then we'll start working our way down, and hopefully this is the beginning of all the downhill bits. Also, if you're going to do this route and you want to just get off the ferry and crack on straight away, which is how the route is supposed to be walked, or the majority of the people walk it, then this is what you're going to have to come up, which is going to be similar as to what we dealt with yesterday morning, but thankfully we can stroll down here with no sun on us, so it works out for a lot more of just a more relaxing and easier end to it all. Because I think if yesterday was today, we might have struggled. It's not felt too difficult, has it?
Today?
How have you felt?
Nothing compared to yesterday.
Nothing compared to yesterday?
No, it felt like maybe... Today felt more like when we were doing the Cumbria Way hard.
Yeah.
Yesterday felt like level impossible hard.
I feel you. I mean, we still do have 9.5k, and a lot can happen in 9.5k. So once we've got to the end, we'll see how our legs are, but I'm very, very optimistic that we're going to make it today. We're definitely going to make it today, as long as we have no major meltdowns or injuries. Thank you. Thought we were going to be going down into that valley and along. Wrong. We're along and up around here. We're sort of traversing under these rocks, and I think we're going to the right hand side of this big clunker.
I guess it's just for the goats. That would be great to sleep in.
What's in there? Imagine if there was someone in there. I'm going in. Yeah, lots of drop-ins.
Yeah.
Oh, and shit tickets as well. So yeah, if you're in an emergency, you could shelter in here, out of the sun or out of the rain, but you'd have to just deal with a lot of poo. Oh, yeah. So that's not good, is it? It's just a muddy well. If you were desperate, you could cool your body down in there, but not that desperate, thanks. We just took a wrong way. There's a person who last took a wrong way, medic. We went this way along here, and there's all these dogs, and not on the leads. Some of them on leads, some of them not on leads. You can hear them barking. So we made a quick 180 back, and this is the path we're supposed to be taking. It's getting to that stage of the day where you start being like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, chatting about what food you'd eat, all that good stuff. That's the sea, and if you can make out that boat over there, that's probably a ferry. The one of the ferries that we're going to be getting, so it's directly that way. Look at this guy. That's his eye, that's his mouth, like false teeth, big bottom jaw, big thick head on him, unit, absolute unit.
A lovely lizard.
A lizard.
To stroke. Well done, lizard.
It's changed again, the feel. We've got this irony red rock and red mud. How are you feeling?
My leg.
Damage report.
All upper body, all fine. Hips, kind of light green. Legs are maybe just going into amber, but not like nothing hurts, they're just tired.
And what about your brain?
My brain, the hub of my body.
Yeah, the hub, the nucleus.
The
BP
I think
garage.
right now it's quite good. It's kind of just occupying itself with like images of food.
Joey D. This is another change. We've gone from the red rocks and green to this grey, charcoaly, graphitey sort of a vibe. Ferns just rightly said it's like walking through different movie sets. Also, Fern said the only view she's bothered about is the 7K sign. So here we are in real time. The 7.
It's beautiful.
It's stunning, isn't it?
Oh, it's so stunning.
There it is. There is the ferry. Zoom back out. That is our first view. It's still another 6K to said ferry, but wow. Yeah, I want people to know how hard this is in real life. The look was like, don't do this to me.
On my very red The legs are red, my hips are red, my ankles are red.
We've hit,
Red.
it's a red,
Code red.
it's code red. Fern is on a code red, but after we've done 25k today, up and down some absolutely beastly landscapes, and this is the final 2k, and just to top us off, it's just given us a few k of this undulating rocky ground just to sort of muller the old ankles and get the legs all skew whiffed. And there's our ferry as the ferry leaves the port. If we didn't laugh, we'd cry. Well, you're doing absolutely amazing. We've got this little bit of flat road down here, and then it's plain sailing to the port. We don't even know if we can get a ferry at this point. The main thing is just to get to a place, whoa, where we don't have to hike anymore, innit?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. You've done absolutely amazing. You're still doing amazing. Copyright infringement, do not care. We need motivation. 3% battery on the GoPro. Less than 3% battery on Fern. What? That's not the trig point. Ridiculous.
Damn it.
We've had to just help Fern walk down these hills backwards. The legs are struggling. And also we missed our ferry in the end. We had to watch the ferry leave the port. We're supposed to be meeting my dad for a lovely meal.
I couldn't go any faster. I genuinely went my fastest.
Yeah, and it's fine. You've done an absolutely amazing job.
And are we just coming to the end now?
Yeah, we're coming to the end.
Over.
It's nearly over, yeah. We're gonna get a beer.
Oh my god.
And we're gonna get some food. There it is. You are here. The official finish for it. I'll give final thoughts another time. You've done brilliantly. Fern has absolutely smashed this. Them last 5k were tough, weren't they? They were hard. But Fern has just been an absolute trooper. If this seemed like a dream yesterday, when we were struggling and it was hot, we didn't think we'd get to the finish, but here we are.
Did you film that bit when you asked me if Paul was very close to getting the bus?
Yeah, there was a bit when I was like, there was a bit where you said that way to the bus, and there'd been like a few tears, and I was like, look, I gave her an out. There's an out here. There's a bus.
Yeah.
Shall we just get the bus? Because it's clearly not working out. But now look at us. We've done it. We're gonna go and get a well-deserved beer, find somewhere to eat, and we've got to find somewhere to stay. There's nowhere to pitch a tent, so we'll have to get some digs somewhere because we've missed our last ferry.
Can I don't... I'm not coming across that buzzed right now because I'm so tired and
Honestly.
in pain. Can we do the real check-off at the pint of beer?
Just for the cheers.
Oh, this is the real sign-off.
Yeah, just the cheers.
Thank you for having me. May the Lord be with you always.
That is it. Why are you finding it so hard? Come on, we've got these lovely... Let me just have my cold beer. We'll be back soon another time. No, we won't be back soon. I'll be back soon with another long distance hiking video. Thanks for watching. Much love. See you later.